in line, but Buemi's got that nice fresh set of the left-hand sided tyres, and yeah, makes the move. Nicely done this time around. But yeah, it's so unfair, isn't it, for the Porsche number 5? They had a good car today. They're effectively out of the race with that 3-minute stop and go. They needed
without luck. This stage, Ferrari holding off the Toyotas. Ben Keating and Sarah Bovey battling as ever for second place. Keating outbraking himself and giving it away to the the Porsche driver. Antonio Felix da Costa and Harry Tingle in the 2 privateer Porsches, working their way past the Peugeots. The 94 car being driven by Loic Duval, also being held up by his teammate. They swap places, and then Tingle and da Costa both moving up as the Porsches got into the meat of the first stint of the race. And then the first crack in Ferrari's armour. Mike Conway down the inside of James Collado to go by him, followed by Sebastian Buemi. Buemi on the outside line, slipstreaming past on the straight, making a fairly conventional pass, but Conway having to work much harder to get by the 50 car Miguel Molina. At this stage, this was the lead battle, because the number 6 Porsche was just about to pit. 6 coming in from the lead early, and the number 8 Toyota also taking advantage at turn 1 and squeezing by the Ferraris as they worked up towards the first pit stops, nearly at the end of the first hour of racing. They can't quite run an hour in hypercar, so short stints are going to be the case. Number 6.
I'll say this, and I don't believe I've ever had cause to say it before about Antonio Felix da Costa. It's been a pretty ragged start to the race from him.
It's what I said about Buemi and Monza, Graham.
That's why the white flag was there. Here comes the 50 car Miguel Molina on Alex Lynn to go by him for 6th. And taking candy from a baby, he got a good run there, and you heard the hybrid coming in really quite early onto the straight. That gives you that half a step that you need to just continue that momentum down into turn 1.
Well, don't forget that the hybrid is combined now, so when you get the hybrid, in inverted commas, boost,
that's true.
You get a depletion of the ICE, the internal combustion engine. For Peugeot of Loic Duval, who's still at the wheel of that one.
Now, the caddy did left sides only, if I recall. I think Louis said just about everybody did, in which case they seem to be really struggling on tyres now, because don't forget, Alex Lynn was sort of 6th, angling for 5th, and is now trying to hang on to 7th. So he lost a place to Antonio Felix.
Look at this, Martin, he's on the inside, he's thinking about it, it's a late move, but Lynn knows he's there, and Loic Duval gets the job done into 10. He's a free man through the final sector now.
You're right, though. Alex Lynn does seem to be struggling in this phase of the race.
Again, for Cadillac Racing, make it work.
It's given them 3 positions in the overall order. By the way, confirmation and thanks to Cadillac Racing that they did not take tyres in that first stop.
So this is what I'm saying about Jota as well in LMP2 with Pietro Fittipaldi. Maybe that's the same strategy that Alex Lynn and Cadillac had taken. So if you don't take that side of tyres, it does take 10 seconds to change them. Yes, it gives you track position, and it looks quite shiny when you go out on track in terms of your position, but you can easily lose those 10 seconds and more by your tyres really dropping away and off the cliff.
Change for second in LMP2, in the GTEM rather. That is Francesco Castellacci in the silver Ferrari going by Sarabia race at the moment with Ben Keating.
Also, by the way, worth keeping an eye on the other car that was involved in that little tussle through turn 1. That is Harry Tingle.
Yes.
He is closing James Collado for 4th position.
Now, two and a half seconds behind.
Yeah, 4 cars, 3 classes, fanning out 4 abreast down the pit straight. The number 4 Van Wall, that car back in, what is that, 11th place, and off the lead lap now, by the way.
What happened to you can see the driver shaking his head.
Ryan Cullen getting into number 10 Vector car. I don't know, we didn't catch up with that. It looked like it wasn't starting. He was like really angry in the pit lane. I mean, not that he's not often really angry in the pit lane, but he was really. But they are, they're still 8th in LMP2. I don't think they were a lot higher up. That was Gabriel Aubry who was in the car.
Yeah, Gabriel Aubry, by the way, aboard the car now, got his first taste of what may well be another addition to the hypercar order next year, 2024, when Vector Sports hope to bring the Asosa Schini designed by Michelotto. into the F1 World Endurance Championship, and I gather his first test impressed greatly. So Vector Sports looking to stay with us in the F1 Endurance Championship, despite LMP2 going away for the full season, but to step up to the hypercar class.
And while we're talking about the future, don't forget that in about 10 days' time, you'll be able to see the all-access from behind the scenes here in Fuji with all sorts of extra little bits that you don't get to see in broadcast, including and having dinner with the Toyota boys.
A good fun evening. You're going to see them in a new light compared to how their polished PR faces.
He'd drive the whole race if he could.
It happened over the start-finish line, in fact, in the straight line by the look of things. So Sara at the moment struggling a little for pace. But remember, both these crews...
Cars that they're running now, and they would have had that knowledge that we're going to stick on the hard in these conditions because we know that's what the car needs. And as Miguel was just saying, Ferrari don't have that, or did not have that experience. Now they do have the knowledge. Thomas Florent, again, in 4th place. Again, this is a bronze battle, isn't it?
Yeah, gets the slipstream down the main straight, looking to the inside for turn 1. That's where you want to be.
It's not. Scott Huffaker is a silver, I beg his pardon, so a slightly higher graded driver, but again, parity between these two cars. Kessel Racing, the Swiss operation, running the car for Cargo.